everyone, I'm Will.
And I'm Ryan.
And welcome to our penultimate episode this season.
Penultimate is quite the word.
It is. Our intern Jonathan gave it to me.
Oh, that makes
me
sense.
Sound smart and stuff.
And that's true, because we only have one more episode after this one.
The ultimate episode.
So let's launch into our penultimate episode with a look at Steam Time in our terrible 2-minute
review. Steam Time is a 2 to 4 player worker placement game from designer Rudiger Dorn, published by Kosmos.
In Steam Time, players take on the role of airship captains that are traveling through time and space. Everybody works for the Temporal Institute of Monument Exploration, or TIME for short. The players will be exploring the temporal rifts around monuments and trying to earn esteem of the Institute.
At the beginning of the game, players start off with their ship and a couple of crystals to fuel their half-dozen generators on their ship. Effectively managing your crystals and gold and steam is the path to victory in this game. You play through 6 rounds, and the players with the most esteem at the end of the game wins.
Each round, players dedicate their airship tokens to different action spaces on the monument board in turn order. Depending on the action space that they take, they can either collect resources, buy upgrades, explore, take on a mission, or enlist the help of a famous historical figure.
Each space on the board has a colored border that corresponds to the color of the generator on each airship. When a player chooses an action space, 2 things happen. They can take the action represented on that space and then gain the associated bonus based on how many crystals they have powering their same colored generator.
The catch is that using up the generator's resources is the primary way of earning points. So you have to balance between dedicating your resources to that generator or spending them to do different things out on the action board.
Each round the setup changes just a little bit and you rotate those monument tiles. At the end of the 6th round, players total up all their points, they count their esteem, and whoever has the most wins the game. Tell us what you think about that mechanic.
Well, it's a worker placement game, so every move matters, and you're going to have to adjust your plans based around what other players decide to do. It takes a few turns to warm up your engine and build up steam, so you're always going to feel like, oh, if I only had that one more move. There are a few extra game modules included in the game that you can include with the game once you kind of get the hang of what's going on, and that will add a different dimension of sabotage and rolls once you have gotten the game going. Theme.
Yeah, so I think the theme for this game is kind of all over the place. You've got steampunk, which I always like. You've got airships. You've got time travel, which is actually pulled into the mechanic too because you can't move back on that time track. You've got the sabotage. You've got other things going on. So it's kind of just got everything. I, of course, like the little diamonds, sticking them in my little die-cut board, which is cool. The artwork for this is a little fun and goofy sometimes, but I think it all works together pretty well. I enjoyed the way it looked and the feeling that I was trying to maintain and make my airship efficient in the way that it was traveling. So I thought that was cool. Replayability.
Well, most of this game has some degree of randomness, and that's really going to increase the replayability. You don't know how the different cards or missions or what your opponents are going to do is all going to play out. So every game is going to be a little different, and that's a great way to increase the replayability of a game. Enjoyability.
Yeah, the shifting actually kind of almost becomes part of the game because so much in the game changes between each round. When you move the tiles, you pull out the new cards, you shift the diamonds, etc., etc. It's almost like in between rounds is part of the game, which is kind of weird and interesting. I think it's not a hard game to grasp once you kind of understand the basic gist of it. It will take a little while to play through it that first time to just understand, what does this symbol do? What does this symbol do? What does this symbol do? But that's how most worker placements are anyway. So once you get into it and once you understand it, I think there are a lot of really cool things going on. I think the having more crystals to give you more power and more area is very cool. I think you'll have fun with it. Tantrum Mouse gives Steam Time 2 thumbs up.
They will then explore the fractional rifts. I just like
temporal.
Fractional.
It's
They're fractional.
Planted it. Yeah,
I can't think and talk at the same time. I'm so sorry. This game is
that is what it is.
Yes. Hey, take 5.
I feel like
we're almost there.